Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Direct Strike Weekly Brawl tier list with Fenix. So it looks like this week's Brawl modifiers. We got Hallowed Ground over here. We got Accord, so there's no bonus mill income. Still gonna put that in Legionary anyways. And we got Stronghold. Oh, I love a Stronghold brawl. So Stronghold makes it so that there is constantly a base being built up around your area as you move forward, and so the same thing happened on the enemy team. So what this means is this week tanks are gonna be quite good, and as Fenix, I don't know if I have any tanks, but I do have Colossi, so I can probably just push tier 3 for Colossi. Thanks to Accord, you can also not have to worry about middle income, which allows us just to tech up here. But it looks like we got a Rainer in the second position. That's a Swan in the first position. Let's see. I can beat Swan. Swan is going to be building lots and lots of tanks. Probably. You can probably just build tanks by himself this week because of Stronghold. You don't actually need anything to protect your tanks. The tanks will naturally siege up and hit the buildings, which will be great. Now, as for me, I think I should be building Immortals, but I'm just going to go straight for Colossus. And use them to zap buildings. I don't know how good that's going to be, but technically, it's not a bad idea. Technically. There's an Alarak in the last position, and Alarak's against Kerrigan. So Kerrigan can counter Alarak with Mutalisk pretty well, I think. So basically this week you're looking for people who can stack quite nicely, and who can counter the stack quite nicely. That's basically it. We'll see. Actually, I'm actually not too sure. I need to still have a look at all the commanders and have a little bit of a think. I don't know why Rainer here is going for Marauders, because honestly, there's no reason to be pushing forward so aggressively like this. And Rainer has the cheapest tanks in the game, and honestly, I would think Rainer would do very well this week if he went for the tanks. So let's see. What do I want here? I'm just gonna slap the Colossus down here, like right over here, and get it to just go zap stuff. And I'm gonna go for another gas here. Kerrigan has some Hydralisks. I mean, I think Kerrigan will have to go for Lurkers, if anything. Build stacking units, y'all. Let them know, you know. I'm gonna get a Thermal Lance here. Boom. Boom. Uh-oh. The feel when the Colossus doesn't have enough range. Oh, no. 6 range Colossus is a real feels bad, man. Alright. I'm up against Rainer, though. Against Rainer Air. I mean... Galleons? Galleons? I think Galleons wouldn't be bad if you're up against Rainer. Daltonians is the last against... I think your Han and Horner Vikings are actually better. Your Vikings are still better pound for pound. Just super late game that they lose. Then just put them on the ground. Then just put them on the ground, you know? Let's go. There we go. Let's see. I'm gonna turn one of these guys into Warbringer here. Maybe that would be a good idea. By the way, guys, if you guys are new here to my channel and you guys enjoy Direct Strike content, be sure to watch this video until the end to see what is up, what is gonna happen with our Fenix Strongholds comp. Because I'm kind of curious myself too. And if you guys are not yet subscribed, be sure to drop a sub. We are almost halfway there to 800 subscribers, which is actually very, very crazy to think about. So, yeah, if you guys want to join the growing of the Blaze Clan, I don't know what I'm going to call you guys. I'm going to call you guys the Blaze Clan for now. Be sure to drop a sub. I'm also streaming on Twitch at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on weekdays. Right now, I'm a little busy, but, you know, I still try to get a stream in here and there. But yeah. Let's see. We got Warbringer over here. I'm gonna get some upgrades for Warbringer. Get that Purification Blast here. Look at that. Now that's what I'm talking about. Warbringer is like the best Colossus in the game here. Oh yeah, baby. Vaporize those buildings with your laser beam. Yes, sir. Oh no, Warbringer's gonna go down here. But he's actually gonna tear a hole into all these Marauders first. And that's actually really, really good here. I don't know, guys. I'm just gonna build Colossi until they have air units, and then I'm gonna start building some scouts. I don't know. I should also probably build Fenix as well. I'm gonna do that too. But yeah, you just kind of want to stack this week. It's kind of sad though that Colossi are extra vulnerable to most anti-air, which feels really bad. Feels really bad. Maybe I could have gone for carriers. Nah, my carriers are just vanilla though. That's the only thing. Like, they don't have any upgrades like Carax's carriers do, which isn't as great. I'm gonna upgrade weapon damage here. Increase our Colossal's weapon damage. I already have increased weapon speed here, and like the Colossals are tearing a hole through these buildings. There we go. Look at that. Actually, no. Rainer has some tanks over here. Oh wait, no, those aren't Rainer tanks. Those are Swan tanks. Oh Jesus. I think maybe I could switch over to carriers now, because the tanks can't hit carriers, and our opponents are going to be wanting to build tanks. So let's see, carriers, I think I want them to have weapon damage as well, so I guess I'll put them where the Colossi are. Let's go. Put down a carrier over here. I'm going to probably gas up over here. I don't know if I'm going to ever buy Fenix here. I might buy Fenix in Arbiter form, so I can just stay stealthed. I don't know. But we'll see here. What does Klarian do? Oh yeah, Klarian has interdictors. We got Graviton Catapult here. That'll be kind of useful. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Get him, Warbringer. Get him, Warbringer. No, Carrier, what are you doing? Oh, it's because the tanks don't aggro them. Okay, well, I'm going to start building some more carriers, I think. Because it looks like Swan's committing to tanks, which I thought he might commit to like something else, maybe, but I guess he's just going for tanks. So, there's that. Ooh, let's see. Marauders actually tear a hole through these Nameless Vikings, though. Oh, we got Broodlords coming out. That'll be good. Broodlords will actually hard counter the tanks very, very nicely here. Let's drop down another carrier here. Let's go. Let's see. Is there some way I can place these Colossi so that I have space for carriers as well? Looks like I can maximize my placement space. Warbringer sounds different. There we go. Boom. Boom. Yeah, I'm just going to try and fit everything into the Hallowed Aura field here. Get that increased weapon damage here. I mean, 2 carriers should start tearing a hole in these tanks, regardless of how tanky they are. Let's see. Graviton Catapults. Let's see. Come on, come on. Although all my guys there on that side have died. I think, you know what I need? I need Praetor Fenix as well. I need him to dive into these tanks here and just blast them. Just give him a nice spin here. Horner really needs something that stacks and not more Dameless Vikings right now. If he had some Assault Galleons, that would be good. But yeah, like, I mean, there's no middle income to fight over, but it's still like, it's still kind of threatening here with this giant stack of tanks from Mojito. Like, Rainer's this week is going to be great with the tank stack because his tanks are just so cheap. You can just buy so many of them, and you can just keep stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. You know, that's the danger, because his tanks also have fast siege as well. So unlike Swan's tanks, he is not going to suffer from much issues here. Like, look at that. The tanks have already shredded through my Colossus here. And there it is. There's my carrier going down. Okay, so I'm going to need Praetor Fenix here. I'm going to need him to, like, just charge in, I think. Right into the enemy lines. Or, I don't know. Maybe I could get Arbiter. Maybe I could try Arbiter, but I'm not too sure which one I want here. Get some Purifier armaments. Actually, I probably just want more carriers right now. Probably want Klarian, to be honest. So I'm going to try and upgrade one of these to Klarian. Klarian is basically 2 carriers worth of money. Holy. These Broodlords are trying their best to hold this stuff back here. But there's just way too much stuff here. Let's see. Praetor Fenix is in there. He's in there, boys. But they're shredding through his health like it's nothing. Holy. Let's see, the Vanguards here are hitting my guys. Like, there's just too many tanks here. Holy, and the Swan Laser Beam is actually destroying the carriers. Now would be good for, what is it? I don't actually know. Maybe rates actually won't be too bad. But yeah, let's see. Oh, it's getting super aggressive here. I don't think getting Legionaries would really help too much. Maybe they would be good, like a Caldalis, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of doubtful though. Kerrigan's actually able to break part of this tank stack here, and so basically we're just pushing into Alarak. And I mean, I don't think Alarak does too well against all of these Broodlords, because the Broodlords actually just mess with him too bad, like too hard. There we go. Put down another carrier here. I'm gonna get Interdictors here. There we go. And because I have Kalarian's Interceptors do a lot more damage. And then I think with this Interdictor upgrade, what does it do? I thought I already had those. Okay, I don't know. The Interdictors come and bomb things. There we go. I mean, for once I'm using carriers on Fenix, and that's probably because our opponents are just heavily focused on ground here. Now, Kalarian can easily melt through these Vikings because there's just like a handful of them, so I'm not really too scared. And I got some Deimos Vikings to back me up here, so that's pretty good. Interdictors here are just going to bomb the hell out of them. Let's go, baby. Hitting the bunker here, but Kalarian is going to go down. Not before like just doing a lot of damage though. So yeah, that's pretty good. And all these Broodlords here. Kerrigan still only has that one Ultra. She's just been building nothing but Broodlords here, which I think is a great idea because the Broodlords hard counter the tanks quite nicely. Swan has some Goliaths. I think Swan Goliaths actually outrange my guys, which is going to be kind of sad. But you know what they don't outrange? Broodlords. I mean, I think they do outrange Broodlords, but oh, that's Fenix, baby. He's spinning on him. He's spinning on him. He's giving it to him. Oh, that's the cannon. That cannon got hit so hard we actually lagged right there. Holy. Let's see. Do I have enough carriers to take down? Yes, I do. The answer is yes, I do. So we're gonna have to just send in some more carriers here. Can I put a Colossus here? Oh, I cannot. Okay, well I can put another carrier here. There we go. We're calling in the carrier fleet, boys. Let's see. Warbringer has 52 kills. I think it's actually the Colossus that are getting a lot of the kills, or Warbringer to be precise. Okay. I only think I need the 4th gas here. I'm just gonna upgrade my ground weapons and my air weapons. Although upgrading my ground weapons probably goes further, because my Colossi actually hit harder. Although my carriers stay alive for longer. Right? Yeah. I mean, let's go. Boom! Fenix Thunderous Charge. Get in there, boys. Get that upgrade here. Boom! Fenix is going down. But my Colossus are just wiping the field here. That is a lot of Vikings, and we just got blown to pieces there. That's a lot of Vikings. Just keep them grounded. I think Cannon Horner Vikings still here can still beat them. The Wild Missiles are still a little too strong, I think. Yeah, they're still a little too strong. So right now I'm getting crushed because my units just stack up, which is unfortunate. Let's see, but Deimos Vikings here are just going to end up getting scrapped. I don't actually know what to do here. You know what I could do? I could build Disruptors. And just have them like over here in the cooldown reduction area. I'm going to see actually. Let me just level up my weapons here one more time. And then we'll see how that performance is. I'll level up my weapons, I'll get a gas here. For the most part, my carriers and everything are cleaning up quite nicely. Let's see. Oh yeah, but all those Vikings are going to be over here. And I don't expect my carriers to last long. There we go. Polarian is able to take down a few of them. But yeah, I feel like Disruptors will just sort of be hidden somewhere, and then like they'll just blast things. I don't know. Although I think our opponents might be scanning us constantly though, so I don't actually know if Disruptors will work. But the Disruptors blast is quite powerful. It's enough to one-shot tanks. So That's what I'm looking for. And this really annoying laser here is actually just super good this week. So I think this week's Swan is going to be quite good. Let's see. Here we go. I'm actually kind of excited to play Karax this week, because I feel like Karax's Colossi are going to have such big potential this week for Siege, at least, because his Colossus do more damage than Phoenix Colossus, and they set the ground on fire too. So they just do tremendously like larger amounts of damage by comparison, and they're not too bad against ground units, or actually they're really good against ground units here. Colossus, oh man, the Marauders just completely chunked the Colossus here. Polarian over here, Interdictors destroying that laser. Yes, sir. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna grab a disruptor here. So I'm just gonna make sure that they can cloak, and then they'll just be sneaky balls of explosion. This Legionary actually has 4 kills. Damn, I didn't even give him charge. I didn't expect him to have any kills. Okay, so cloaking module, purification echo. There we go. These Broodlords are just going to outmuscle the tanks here. But Rain and his Vikings are going to start taking back some of this field here. But Han and Horner can kind of rein it in. There we go. Come on, balls. Come on, floating balls of doom. You guys got this. Okay, never mind. They just died. That's a feels bad, man. Yeah, I'm getting hard countered here. One of the reasons why I don't like Protoss commanders is that like their siege units aren't really that great against these things. They're the Vikings, and I don't think Phoenix really has a good counter either. Like Raider Vikings are just so much stronger than scouts. Like they're so much stronger. Pound for pound, a scout is stronger. Like if you bought one scout for one Viking, but once it hits a certain point, the scouts are just gonna get outranged by the Vikings, and it's just gonna be no match whatsoever here. Although the muta bounce is actually gonna be enough here to take them out. Jesus. Okay. I don't think Taldarin's gonna have any effect here, but we'll see. We'll see. I got my little balls of doom. Oh no, but they're getting shredded. No, because they're visible to our opponents. So you know what? Now might be the time to just spam Legionaries. What's the plan? The rationale behind this is that the Legionaries can just charge in and do damage, and I need to get a Sentry as well, a Conservator, to put it on top of my units to reduce some of the damage that's coming in to at least my siege units. I'm gonna see if we can buy one Conservator here before our wave just has to go out. There we go. One Conservator here. There we go. Oh, we got Ascendants coming in. Jesus. Optimized emitters. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna... Okay, there we go. Kaldal's... Okay, Kaldal's died instantly, basically. Holy crap. Oh, man. Maybe I just need to build a Legionary box. You know, like how people build Ling boxes? I just gotta build a Legionary box. Yeah, because my Colossus are outranged. And so basically, if that is any indication of where this is going, it's going pretty bad. So I just gotta make sure... Yeah, I think I just gotta commit to a Legionary box here. And just try and get them to run in and dive the tanks. Han and Horner's Vikings are gonna start to lose here. Yeah, they're gonna start to lose because there's too many Rainer Vikings here. There we go. Oh my god. It's a massacre. Now I think it would just be a good time to switch to ground. Okay. Switch to ground only. I think. Switch to ground only now. The Vikings are too strong. But if you go ground only, the Vikings actually contribute like nothing on the ground. Holy crap. I don't think I can do anything at this point. Don't know how much use I'm going to be against mass tanks with carry. Ultra Ling. great combo. Ultra Ling is a great combo against tanks. Because they got that speed. Let's see. There we go. Oh, is this not in Hallowed Assault? It is in Hallowed Assault. Okay. Disruptor. This guy has 13 kills. Okay. I don't know if I should build any more carriers. That's the thing. Like, I just built another one, but I'm just very skeptical right now. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like these Legionaries are worse, though. Like, I feel like they're doing nothing. So maybe the carriers would do something. Where did all my Legionaries go? They are dead. They have already died. I didn't realize my wave was the one to try and stop this one on the Nexus push. Oh, that's just too much. That's just too much, boys. And there we go. There we go. Oh, wait. I didn't realize when I said switch to ground only, this guy went and bought all grenade cars. But you know what? Grenade cars, incidentally, are quite good against tanks. They're quite good against tanks. But you know what the problem is? These Vikings are going to go and land on the Nexus. And that might be bad. Okay. I'm just gonna go with more Balls of Doom here. I don't actually know what I'm gonna do here. Wait, because if the Vikings start landing on the Nexus here, oh no, if they kill our command center, that's it. Oh no, the Vikings are gonna snipe the base. Ah! Oh man. Dude, that grenade car push actually looked like it was gonna work, like, really nicely too. I think there's a grenade car inside a grenade car. Damn. Damn, that almost looked like we had it. Okay, I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not too big of a fan of Protoss commanders. It's just that late game, like, you get shut down hard by anti-air. Like, just super hard. Like, if Alarak went Wrathwalkers, that would have been pretty bad against, like, all those Daemons Vikings, I would say. Yeah, let's see. Overview here. Yes, this Hanhorn did the most damage here. I don't think I did. Yeah, I did nothing. I did nothing this game. Like, compared to these guys over here, like, they just had, both of these guys had tanks, right? And if you have tanks, your damage count is just gonna skyrocket. I don't know, actually. I think it's a hard week for Fenix. I would say, like, Colossi aren't like that OP. I mean, Warbringer is, but you only got one of them. And let's see, even Kalarian hasn't done too well. So maybe if I just kept building Colossus, maybe that would have been okay. I don't know. If I kept building Colossus, it's like they do more damage, but like Marauders and the tanks hard counter them so badly. They only have 9 attack range, I think. Yeah, like Swan's Glad's outranged them. I don't know, guys. Let's get the units killed here. Oh god, that's some dismal performance here. Well, anyways, let's get on to the tier list. Let's go. Alright, and we are back. Let's get right to it. So for those of you who have decided to skip towards this part of the video, game plan is auras, overall strategy, commander rankings. If you guys are new here to my channel and you're not yet subbed, be sure to drop a sub to keep up. And let's get right to it. So, auras, we have the Hallowed Ground, Accord, and Stronghold, as we've just seen. So, Hallowed Ground just provides your staging area with some various buffs. Accord means that there's no metal income. And Stronghold is probably just going to be the modifier to pay attention to this week, which is that there's a base constantly being built up around you as you push forward. And so, yeah, this is going to affect the playstyles tremendously. I think this week rush playstyles are going to be a lot less effective because of the base being built up. There's just a lot more things to hit. So I think it's probably a good idea to play a commander with access to good stacking. And also commanders that can beat stacks quite easily. And usually the stacks come in the form of tanks. So here is, I think, the loadout for this week. So Manx is still going to be in the top tier because Manx can stack very hard. With this Shock Divisions, they're the best tanks in the game, hands down. He can also rush pretty hard, so you could also try something crazy where you're just trying to burn through the buildings, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. Although, I'm going to give it a try, just to see if it, for science. And in the late game, if your opponents build air to counter your tanks, Manx has a bunch of Black Hammers that can also stack to clear up the enemy air. So he's not going to suffer from any of the weaknesses that other tank commanders might, which is enemy air power. Next on the list, we have Nova. Nova has, I think, the second best tanks in the game by stats and by range. She has the best if they siege up for long enough, which they will be able to. The only question is Nova going to be able to protect her tanks this week? She can build pure tanks, I think, against enemy ground threats because they're just going to have to run into her with all the buildings from Stronghold. But the issue is, can she protect it from air units? Some commanders she can protect them against. if they have mechanical air, but other commanders, if they have biological air, might be a little harder. I'm looking at the Mutalisk right now. I think Nova would then just have to fully invest in Liberators rather than tanks, which will probably make her a little harder to play. Next up, we have Raynor. Raynor has the cheapest tanks in the game, and in Stronghold, the name of the game is just tanks, so you can just spam them. They have fast siege, so they can easily bring up the line really quickly as well. He also has a decent amount of Vikings. As we just saw there, our enemy Raynor just went pure Vikings, and that was a pretty viable strategy as well. And also in the S tier, I would say Vorzun. Because every time there's hallowed ground, Vorzun is going to be good because of the center aura that provides cooldown reduction, armor, and health regen. Your stalkers are going to stack very nicely in that center aura, and actually with access to Corsairs, Vorzun can disrupt siege tanks pretty nicely. Against enemy air, you don't really have to think too much about it, I think, because Vorzun does well against some air, but not against all. But her stalkers are a guaranteed surefire way to help out your team stack this week. And then next, I want to say actually Zagara. So Stronghold, yes, there's a lot of buildings, but it also gives Zagara the breathing room that she needs to go to tier 3. And then games will likely be longer this week, which means Zagara will have a better time because as the game goes on for longer, Zagara's power also increases because of her AoE. So Abs will just be able to run down tank lines like they're nothing. So I'm pretty sure Zagara will be very good this week as well. Next we have Swan. Swan's Laser Beam is just going to get so much value this week because of the fact that it's protected by a lot more buildings. And Swan tanks are also not too bad as well. They deal like the most damage, I think, behind Meng's tanks. So that's pretty good. And the Stronghold buildings can help protect them. So it gets rid of some of their usual weaknesses. Next in the A tier, I actually want to say is Han and Horner. I think Han and Horner with your classic ground combination, supported with Assault Galleons this week, would be pretty good. If your opponent goes air, then obviously you'll have to shift things up with maybe just Daemos Vikings. But I'm starting to find that more and more that ground Han and Horner is actually very strong. But yeah, if anything, you could probably switch to like Sovereign BCs later on to one-shot tanks. I don't know. I'm thinking of tanks right now, but like maybe against Wrathwalkers, you'll probably have Daemos Vikings. And yeah, Stetman here is on the A tier, but I feel like this week his stack breaking potential is going to be a lot lower. I feel like you have to build Ultralisk first this week if you want to go stack breaker, and then build Baneling second. That being said, there might be a case to be made for Battle Carrier Lords, although they only shoot ground, which is very disappointing. So that's 550 minerals worth of anti-ground. So I'm not sure how good of an investment that is. From that game that I just played with the Colossus spam with Fenix, I can tell you that late game, the ground spam, the anti-ground does not hold up. So I think Stetman might just have to go purely Mecha Croppers in the air, Super Gary, Mecha Ultralisks, and just Banelings, and just try and clear everything that's in his way to the best of his ability. I think that's what will be good for Stetman this week. Next, we have Tychus in the B tier. I wanted to say Tychus was going to be bad this week, but I think, because Tychus isn't really that great into stacking stuff, but I think there might be, you could probably do something with like Kev, and just get Kev to smash through buildings for you. That being said, obviously you still got to see what your opponents are building. But I think, I don't actually think a Mass Boswell strategy would be good. I don't know, actually, no. Like, if you're against tanks, like, do you build Mass Boswell? I think that might not be too bad. And it also disincentivizes your opponent from building tanks and forces them to build something that's not tanks, which is actually a pretty good way to throw off, like, their entire game plan this week with Stronghold. That being said, like, Stronghold, I think, still presents some difficulties for Tychus. So it's a skill-based matchup, I guess. And next, we have Stukov. I think Stukov can kind of stack with his tanks. This week they'll probably stack a little bit better, but he can definitely also break through a stack too, if that's what his role is, or he can do a bit of both. And so I think Stukov has a bit more room to build more tanks this week because of Stronghold. Although I think he still needs to protect them because his tanks are still quite expensive for what you pay for them. Like they're very expensive, and they don't actually do too well until they've been on the field for a substantial amount of time. So, yeah. Next we have Alarak. I'm thinking Alarak Wrathwalkers are just going to have a blast this week, like quite literally a blast. Against enemy air units, you might switch to like a mothership. Motherships are also quite good against buildings. And since there's no middle income bonus, like you don't really have to care about the fact that you're getting pushed in, provided like you're not losing super hard. So I feel like Alrak is just like his tier 3 is going to be really good this week. Vanguards also granted are quite good against buildings, but if you're against a lot of anti-ground stacking, Vanguards are not going to last long. You're going to need your Wrathwalkers, or you're going to need your mothership. And yeah. I foresee Abathur to be really, really good this week. Really, really good at stalling with the Swarm host. And I mean, potentially you could go Guardians, but Guardians are single targets, so I don't quite like that. And I don't know, you can totally go air, but I feel like this week just lots and lots of Swarm hosts would just pay off a lot better by comparison, at least for your team in terms of teamwork. Next, we have Dahaka. I mean, I think Dahaka has good tanking potential, but I don't know how good he has for stacking potential. Like, I think Impalers would be okay, but Impalers are outranged by tanks. And in terms of anti-air, Dahaka doesn't really have too many options beside Creeper hosts. Creeper hosts are okay, but they sometimes aggro weird things, like enemy heroes that can hit them. So, I don't know. I feel like if you also go Creeper hosts as Dahaka, you're giving up a lot of potential unstacking pressure, because your Zerglings are quite tanky and your Ultras are also quite tanky, and they just sort of just charge in there and like disrupt your opponents. So you could totally play like a stack breaker strategy with Dahaka this week. Maybe like grab Ravasaurs. I don't know. But I feel like that might be more effective in terms of teamwork wise. Just make sure your teammates are stacking, or else like you'll have to try and stack as well. And in the C tier, I have Artanis. So I think Artanis is really just going to be building a super thick Crusher anti-ground comp with like Immortals, for the most part, I would think this week. He doesn't really have like his Reavers kind of stack. His Tempest might be his best option to stack this week. But Tempests are very vulnerable to any form of enemy air. So that's not the best. That's not the most long-term viable option, I would say. Of course, if you're against opponents who have no good air, then just spam Tempest. But yeah, I think a Ground Crusher comp will be pretty good, because this Immortals with the with the Guardian Shell will help keep them alive for a bit longer. Zealots with the spin can charge in. So I think Artanis can do a decent job. But I feel like if the game goes on for too long, though, it might even not be enough to be Artanis. Next we have Carax. Carax is still going to have the same issues that Carax has. But Stronghold is going to make it so that he can go to tier 3 faster. You can probably spam carriers this week to a decent, to an okay amount, but you're probably still going to need to try and protect them. The issue is if you want to build Mirages don't do anything against buildings, and they'll just fly right past. So that's one of the bad things. So you commit to Carax Crusher Ground, which is just like Annihilator, Purifier Colossi. That's very, very powerful, but very vulnerable to enemy air. So unless your opponents have no access to air, which is basically impossible because everyone has some sort of air, Carax is going to have a little bit of a struggle later in the game, just because his Colossi can get taken out by air units, which kind of sucks. And he has no real good way to, because his Colossi can't shoot back either. Like, Alaric's Wrathwalkers are good because they can shoot back at enemy air units. Next we have Kerrigan. I think Kerrigan's role is going to be similar kind of to Stetman's, just charging in with Ultralisk and Lings to disrupt your opponent's line. I think Broodlords actually wouldn't be too bad against tanks, as you guys saw there. I think Broodlords are actually quite strong. But Broodlords also suffer from the issue of not being able to shoot back at enemy air units, which makes them not as great. So yeah. And finally in the D tier, I actually have Fenix this week. Because I don't think Fenix can push into tanks that well. Like, you could try like a Zealot Immortal comp maybe, but that is just going to get destroyed in the late game, right? And I don't think Fenix is going to be able to stack too well either, especially because what you saw there, like Scouts do not match up against enemy Vikings either, and if Manx is going to be in the top, you're going to get Sky Furies, and Sky Furies are going to destroy literally everything that you have that stacks well, and so you're going to have to try and build a stack breaker comp, and Phoenix doesn't do stack breaker too well, I don't think. Yes, you got Praetor Phoenix, yes, you got Legionaries that can run in, but as you saw in the late game, like my Legionaries that I built, they just evaporated. They did nothing. So yeah, I'm not too optimistic about Phoenix this week. So yeah, I don't know. Please let me know what you guys think about these rankings, and if you guys have anything to add, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.